on Hawaiian punch. Oh, you like all this gush? Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian punch.
Hey, my name is Adeline Warren, and you're listening to Girl Talk. I like to say that I'm the big sister of the internet. You can watch me fuck up all you want, but hey, maybe we can learn something from it. I hope you enjoy. Hey, bitch. I have so much to catch you up on. So many things. But you guys said that you like more unscripted podcasts, so I thought today I would just kind of go unscripted and see how it goes, and if we hate it, then I could just throw it in the garbage. But this is the new setup. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the new setup. I'm just filming in my room. But we have the pink lights. Like, this is how Girl Talk started. It was literally just in my bedroom. I put the like pink neon lights on. I just got this in Tokyo. I got this little mushroom guy in Tokyo. But enough about the setup. Today I kind of just wanted to talk about taking breaks and having some sort of work-life balance, because it's something that I've struggled with for years. Probably a decade. And I think that's something that's important. And like, you know, I feel like if I saw this podcast maybe like a couple years ago, I'd be like, girl, shut the fuck up. Like, you do social media. Like, you don't need a fucking break. But I think that, you know, it applies to everyone. It applies to students. It applies to people who have really hard jobs like surgeons and like fucking lawyers. And it applies to people that have jobs like social media. And it applies to everyone. And we're all humans, and we're all living this human experience. And we all, no matter what you're going through or what life path you're on, I think we all need breaks. And you could get burnt out of anything. Like, we all know YouTubers get burnt out. Like, it's a thing. YouTubers all get burnt out. And I'm sure a lot of students get burnt out. And I'm sure a lot of other careers get burnt out. And this is something that I've been working on with my life coach a lot recently. So I just wanted to share like some things that I feel like have helped me and things that have made me happy. And I don't know. I feel like when I think of taking a break, at least from like a couple years ago, I'd be like, these bitches, like, they can't work. Like, they've never worked a regular day in their life. Like, blah, blah, blah. Thanks to Lumi for sponsoring this episode of Girl Talk. Lumi is a uniquely formulated pH balanced deodorant that's aluminum free, skin safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. So make sure to switch today. Lumi starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with the code GIRLTALK at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off of your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use the code GIRLTALK. This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by BetterHelp. Everyone can benefit from therapy, even if you think you don't need it. Trust me, you do. No one is perfect, and we can all use talk therapy just to become better people. We all want to be the best version of ourselves, and we can't get there alone. BetterHelp will connect you with a licensed therapist who can take you on the journey of self-discovery from whatever point in life you're in. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/girltalk today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/girltalk. I think that there is something to be said about American work culture, and even just me traveling to different countries like Europe and seeing the way that the people work and the way that they really honor their word when they said they're going to take a break, and they really honor themselves, and they really take care of themselves. Because the way that I look at it is I would rather schedule and take breaks than work, and then be burnt out. You know what I mean? And like not be able to work forcefully, not being able to work because your body is drained, your creativity is drained, your mental is drained. So I don't know. I think I just wanted to put a little disclaimer at the beginning, because before I used to think that taking a break was so weak, but it's not weak. I would say that it's the opposite. Taking a break is not weak. It's honestly very mature, and it's very strong, and it's very, just knowing your boundaries and knowing how your mind and your creativity and your body works, and being just the best version of yourself. Because I used to think that it's respectable, and it's, all the bad bitches and all the rich millionaires are like work. But as I started to hang out with more like CEOs and business owners and like not YouTubers, because like YouTubers, we literally work ourselves to the bone because we like gaslight ourselves into thinking like, oh, this isn't work, oh, this isn't work, oh, this isn't work, like, you know, this is just fun work, like I can't complain, like blah blah blah, which is like obviously true. It's an easy job, but like being around business owners who, you know, their jobs are definitely really hard, and they have lots of tasks, and they have to, you know, go to the storage unit and pick up clothes and order samples and blah 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 blah. But they also are able to delegate things depending on how big your business is. You can delegate tasks to other people. And something that I've really learned from all these like rich people is they really respect their own time and they respect their own breaks, which is something that I never used to do. I used to always, you know, say, oh, I'm going to rest on the weekends. On Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to rest. But then I would like fill up my schedule. And like on Friday, I would go out with my friends. And then Saturday, I'm like hungover all day. But then I have like a project due on Monday. So I have to work on it all of Sunday. And it's like at the end of the day, I never really had a break. Like I went out on Friday. Maybe I was hungover all day Saturday. I went out to brunch with this person. And then Sunday, I had to work and finish this assignment that was due on Monday. And I used to think that I would consider that a break. But now looking at it, I'm like, that's not a break. Like even, for example, something that I used to do so much when I was in school is I would, first of all, I don't know how the fuck I did YouTube in school because I wasn't really good at school, but I would go to school from like 9 to 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. I would be tired as fuck because I wouldn't have slept the night before. I would take a nap from like 4 to 5 p.m. And then 5, 6, 7, I would just like take my quote unquote break, which is just like scrolling on my phone. But it wasn't actually a break because the entire time that I was taking my quote unquote break, I was just anxious about the thing that I had to do next, which was my homework. And then I would do my homework from like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then in between, I would like be taking my mini breaks, but it wasn't a break. It was just me procrastinating and being on my phone. And all that time that I was spending on my phone, I didn't relieve my stress. I didn't make myself feel better. I didn't, you know, revive or like revitalize myself. I was just procrastinating and anxiously waiting until my alarm goes off to go back into working. And I think that's why in high school I was always so tired. I was always so tired and I was always so anxious, and I would always, you know, be behind in school, and I would always feel so burnt out with like the school and the homework and hating school so much that I would like do YouTube. And like that's kind of how I started YouTube, is I would procrastinate doing homework by doing YouTube videos because it was like my one escape and my one thing that like really made me happy. But I would say one of the times that I was the most anxious in my whole life, the times where I didn't even realize at the time I would get anxiety attacks, and it would be like, you can't breathe. Your breathing is like really sped up. I feel really hot. I'm pacing back and forth. I can't think. Like everything is super heightened. And like now looking back, I for sure had anxiety attacks like that. And I don't have it as much now because I feel like I've, you know, been working on my mental health. But I was just constantly in a state of just stress and like wanting to do the next thing, and never being done. And it's kind of stressful because I look at my life and I'm like, I'm literally going to work like the rest of my life. Like the work will literally never end. And that's when I kind of spiral and I'm like, oh my God, I'm literally gonna like, what the fuck. But one thing that I've been doing has been relieving my anxiety so much. It has really truly taught me the importance of taking a break, and it made me feel more excited to work, and it made me feel more creative, and it made me feel honestly just like happier. And that was scheduling breaks. And I know you're like, I don't know, what the fuck, like what do you mean scheduling breaks? By scheduling breaks, I mean putting it in your calendar. Adeline, you're doing nothing today. You're not going out with friends because that can drain your social battery. You're not, you know, scheduling anything You're only doing things that genuinely relax you. So things that genuinely relax me are like a massage. And I'm not going to do a massage at 9 a.m. I'm going to do it at noon so that I can sleep in. And I'm going to take Blue out to the dog park, and I'm going to take Blue out for a walk. Or maybe I'll do a workout if that really makes you feel less stress. But really scheduling one day out of your whole week to do absolutely fucking nothing. Not hang out with friends, not hang out with your family. Literally put your phone on do not disturb all day. That is the only thing that's been keeping me sane, and the only thing that makes me really just feel recharged, and it makes me feel good, because I used to always do breaks where I'm kind of like just procrastinating. And you know when you take a break and you're like yeah, I'm scrolling on my phone and I'm taking a break, but like I'm also thinking about what I'm going to be doing next. I'm thinking about what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, and I'm thinking about, oh, I have to do this, and I'm thinking about, oh, no, and then it's like there's always something going on in my head, and it's always thinking about what I have to do next, what I have to do next, what I have to do next, and it's always running and always running, always running. By scheduling that one day where I just put my phone on do not disturb and I literally do fucking nothing, I don't have to think about stuff like that. And another thing that also really helped me is when I get those days where I'm very anxious and I'm always thinking about what I'm doing next, what I'm doing next, what I'm doing next, I'll make a note in my phone of just like, okay, these are the things I'm going to do tomorrow, or I'll put in my bullet journal and I'll be like, tomorrow I need to do laundry because it's piling up. I need to drop off a package at UPS. I need to pick up dog food for Blue, like tiny little things. I need to get my letter for my visa, whatever. And I'll put it in a note and I'll be like, okay, today I'm honoring my break day, and this I'm going to do it all tomorrow, or this I'm going to do it all on Tuesday, or this I'm going to do. I feel like scheduling and delegating my time has made the biggest difference. And I feel like I would have called myself a pussy like way back in the day. I'd be like, girl, you don't need a break. You don't need to do this. But I feel like everyone does. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you're a student. It doesn't matter if you're, Beyonce. It doesn't matter if anything. We're all human beings and we all need breaks, especially creative people. I feel like this is the most important for creative people out of everyone, because I personally feel like in order to be creative, you have to be bored. That's the only way that I come up with my really creative ideas. And it's the only times that I'm able to paint or feel inspired or, whatever. It's when I'm bored. And that's why I love living in Canada sometimes, because it's so easy to be bored, especially in the winter when like you're just trapped in your room and like the winter depression is like really kicking in and you're like bored as fuck. That's when I come up with my most creative ideas, when I'm always out, when I'm going out with my friends, when I'm filling up my schedule. That's just when I just don't feel creative at all. That's when I feel like my social battery is dead. It's when I feel like my creative battery is dead, when everything is dead. One thing that I've also been really working on is saying no to things. I feel like back in the day I would always say yes to everything and make plans with everyone and want to be friends with everyone. But I realized that the most important thing that you could give to anyone is your time. And that goes with dates, and that goes with like, making new friends and like your current friends and your family and everything. The most important thing that you could give to anyone is your time. And someone that you should be thinking about a lot is yourself. Do you give yourself time? I always say this in my my self-love videos, but I always say, in order to love yourself, like think of yourself as a friend. If you make plans with your friend and then you're always canceling on them, would you respect them? Would you like them? Would you be like, this bitch always cancels on me, fuck this bitch, like blah 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 blah? Ask yourself, like, do you do that to yourself? Do you always tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna take a break, oh, I'm gonna do this thing for me, oh, I'm gonna paint because I love painting so much and I never get to do it, and then you cancel on yourself because you some plans came up or an event came up or a work thing came up? Because I always used to cancel on myself and I always put myself last, and I think that's when I hated myself the most. But yeah, another thing, I haven't told anyone this, is I kind of took I mean, I feel like you could tell. I kind of took like a 3-month break off of YouTube and podcasting. It was so scary for me because I basically have been doing YouTube for 12 years and I've never taken a break once. You could see on my YouTube channel, I've at least posted once a week, if not at least once a month, on my main channel, on my vlog channel, and on my podcast channel. For 12 years, I've never, ever taken a break because it's scary. You know, you look at all these other social media people and they take a break for a month and then nobody watches them anymore. It's like they forget about you. And that's always been a fear of mine. I'm like, okay, consistency, I honestly would say is more important than quality content. Like, people are always like, oh, quality over quantity. I'm like, fuck that. Now in the day and age of social media, it's quantity over quality. You just watch people that are consistent, especially on TikTok, girl. Especially on TikTok, it's quantity over quality. So I was really scared, but I think in December after Vlogmas, I just was feeling so down. Not about YouTube or not about, you know, you guys, because you guys always make me feel so great, but it was just mostly down about myself and down about how I felt about myself and down about, you know, the way that I looked and my body, and I haven't worked out, and, you know, my acne, and I was like breaking out, and my hair, like I fucking have alopecia. Like, I don't know. I think I was just really down about both just like my appearance and also myself and the way that I look at myself, and also the way that I kind of treat myself. Because, you know, if you've done social media before, the more that you see yourself, the more you hate yourself. Like, this is why I don't edit my videos anymore. This is why I don't edit my podcast, because the more that I listen to my voice, the more annoying it sounds. You know, when you listen to your voice on a video and you're like, wow, my voice is so fucking annoying. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, I sound so cute. My voice is so nice. And then I hear it in an audio, in a video or something, and I'm like, ew, what the fuck is that? That's my voice. You guys hear that all the time? Holy shit, I'm annoying. I don't know. I just feel like the more that you see yourself, the more you hate yourself. So that's why I stopped editing and I stopped, you know, doing edits on my vlogs and on my podcast channel. But after 12 years of posting yourself, of, you know, transforming yourself and doing your hair and doing your makeup and doing your outfits, like, you really start to fucking hate yourself. And I would just, like, even when you edit your videos, it's like, why the fuck is my left eyebrow higher than my right eyebrow? And like, why is my pimple so big? Like, I shouldn't have popped it before that video. And my nails, like, oh my god, my nail just fell off. Like, I need to get my nails done. Like, I don't know. It's like, the more that you see yourself, the more that you hate yourself. From my experience, I don't know. So I think after just, you know, Vlogmas last year, it's like, see yourself every single day and uploading every single day. I really was just so sick of myself. I was like, I am literally the most annoying piece of shit on the entire fucking planet. And I think everyone's Vlogmas views were just kind of down. Like, you know, you say that you don't look at the views, but like, everyone fucking does, bitch. Like, everyone compares. You know, like, I feel like nobody likes to admit it, but the views, you see the views. It's like having a public report card. It's like, you know, Adeline she's not hitting 100,000 every single vlog, but this person is, and this person, oh, she's not doing, okay, so I feel better about myself because she's not hitting 100,000, but like, oh, this person isn't. Like, fuck, like, it's on top of me already hating my body, me hating my face, me hating myself, comparing my views to other people. Like, it was just a lot to deal with. So I decided to pre-film 3 months worth of podcast episodes and almost 3 months worth of vlogs. And it was the best thing that I've ever done. I just filmed the fuck out of myself. Like, I filmed multiple podcast episodes. My voice would be hurting by the end of each podcast episode. Like, I thought that I talk a lot. Like, me and my friends talk a fuck ton. But when when you're not talking back and forth with someone and you're just the only one that's talking, your voice fucking hurts. And these episodes are like an hour long, so my voice would start hurting after the podcast episodes. I would be filming my vlogs. I would film multiple vlogs in one day, and I was like, I'm doing this for myself because I've never done this before and I never pre-filmed before, but I'm gonna fucking do it so that I could have a 2-month break. And it was the best thing I've ever done. I didn't fully take a break because, you know, I was posting on Instagram, I was posting on Snapchat, I was posting on TikTok and whatever, and I honestly really have been focusing on TikTok because the TikTok is so fun, but I'm kind of scared it's gonna get deleted. I'm like, ugh, it's literally my favorite app. It's my one happy thing, and they're gonna delete it, but we'll see. I don't know what's going on with that. By the way, if they do delete TikTok, where do you think people are gonna move? I personally think YouTube Shorts, because I feel like Instagram just like does not have the algorithm that YouTube does. I don't know. Thanks to Lumi for sponsoring this episode of Girl Talk. Spring is here and the sun is shining, which only means sweat. But even though sweat is natural and our bodies do it, doesn't mean we need to smell. So that's where Lumi comes in. Lumi is uniquely formulated pH balanced deodorant that's aluminum free, skin safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. This means if you applied Lumi to your body, you could stand out in that hot sun all day long and not worry about being smelly. I've recently swapped my deodorant for Lumi, and yeah, it works, which is what you want in a deodorant. But I think my favorite part about using Lumi products is the smell. Most deodorants that have a weird powdery smell can be pretty overbearing, but not Lumi. With the best-selling scents like lavender sage, clean tangerine, and fresh alpine, you'll smell better than ever. And I hear they just launched a mint cucumber scent, which I'm really excited to try out next. So make sure to switch today. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with the code GIRLTALK at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off of your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use the code GIRLTALK. This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys know that I'm a major advocate for therapy. I talk about it in almost every single episode. Everyone can benefit from therapy, even if you think you don't need it. Trust me, you do. No one is perfect, and we can all use talk therapy just to become better people. We all want to be the best version of ourselves, and we can't get there alone. Therapy is about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things. BetterHelp will connect you with a licensed therapist who can take you on the journey of self-discovery from whatever point in life you're in. And because we live in a digital age, therapy is no longer laying down an uncomfortable couch. BetterHelp is entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Because even though I know we are busy gals, there's always room in the schedule for therapy. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/girltalk today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/girltalk. But anyways, over the past 2 months, I have been really working on that relationship with myself, whether it's just like my relationship with my body. And, you know, I know people are going to be like, Adeline, your body is fine. Like, don't be insecure about it. Like, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's body dysmorphia. Like, if you're constantly posting yourself and you're constantly surrounding yourself with beautiful people, like, you're going to have body dysmorphia. You're face tuning and you're face tapping and you're doing this. Like, I'm the first one to admit that I have body dysmorphia, and I think that I look completely different than I actually do. But the thing that I do like about myself is, you know, even when I work out, I feel better. And it doesn't necessarily mean that my body changed. It just is, I feel better when I work out. And I like my body better when I work out, if that makes sense. I don't know. Because I feel like you always see these before and after transformations with bodies. And like, yeah, of course I love to see like slay girl, like body transformation. But for me, working out is mostly about just how I feel about myself. Because when I don't work out, I feel like it's a spiral effect. Like, when I don't work out, I eat like shit. I get the munchies. I eat chips, like a whole bag of chips every single night. I treat my body like shit. I don't walk. I don't work out. And I don't do anything. And I just feel super sluggish and bad about my body. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, ew, what is wrong with me? And then when I actually do work out and it's almost like a spiral effect. I'm like, okay, since I worked out, I'm gonna eat like a healthy salad or like a sandwich, and I'm not gonna eat that bag of chips because I worked out today, and I'm gonna shower and I feel good, and I don't know if it necessarily makes sense, but I mean, it would be nice to work out and like have like a really nice body, you know what I mean? But I feel like I mostly work out just to feel good about myself. And even with my acne, I feel like there was a point where I was like really, really, really breaking out, and I recently got off of birth control. People ask me, why you get off birth control? I don't know. I just saw on TikTok, people were like, oh, I got off birth control, and I'm like, my mind is so much clearer, like my life is so much better, and I'm like, I honestly feel the same. I don't feel like it affected me that much, but everybody's birth control and body is different. But I've just been on birth control since I was 16. So over a decade. Oh, wait. Almost a decade. I'm 25. But I got off of it and I feel pretty much the same. The only thing is, this is a little TMI, but hey, we're on TMI Girl Talk. My periods are definitely heavier, but last month my period only lasted 2 days. I don't know if that's normal. But my periods are shorter, but they're heavier, if that makes sense. Because I feel like when I was on birth control, my periods were lighter, but it would last longer. So I don't really mind that. When I first got off of it, my acne, I was definitely breaking out a lot, like a lot of hormonal acne. But I told myself, I'm like, stop popping your pimples. When you were breaking out last time, you popped all of your pimples, and then you had acne scarring for like months after. So bitch, you better not fucking pop your pimples. So I tried not to pop, and I feel so much better. Yo, since I need to do a whole episode on Tokyo. Since I went to Tokyo, girl, oh my God. There's something about the Asian skincare, specifically Korean skincare. Oh my God. My skin has never been so clear. Like, I feel like one of my biggest insecurities is just like my nose, and like how I have blackheads in my nose, and I always get cheek pimples, especially like in this area of my cheek. And I was Googling it, and they said that that's from hormonal acne, and I was like, yeah. So I got off of birth control, and I feel like it actually did clear up. And I was also scared because I saw people, they said that their hair was thinning out from birth control. So I was like, fuck that. I already have alopecia. I cannot have my hair thinning out. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. I obviously use other forms of birth control like condoms and stuff like that. But I don't know. I liked it. And then for the Korean skincare, oh my God. If you get anything from Korean skincare, try the snail mask. The snail mask is life-changing. It hydrates your skin like no other. I took it off and I was like, damn, I literally have glass skin. And I always had acne, growing up. And there was like a period of my life where I had pretty much clear skin, and then my acne came back when I was like 24, 25, and now I'm like really able to appreciate clear skin because I'm like, fuck, like I feel like that happens. I've talked to my friends about this, and they're like, yeah, you break out when you first have your period. Like when I was 13, 14, like all throughout middle school and high school, I pretty much had acne all on my forehead, all on, honestly, my T-zone is where I broke out the most. And then when I turned 25, that's when I started breaking out on my cheeks. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I think it was just like a quarter life, like, my hormones are just different, thing. But she's balanced out now, and I feel a lot better. But yeah, during the break, I was able to really like focus on like what skincare works for me, because I was always like playing with different products. But I don't think it's so good to mix up your products too much. Just stay with something that works for you and keeping your skincare very minimal. So I started working out. I have been working on my acne. I've also been journaling a lot more. Whenever I journal, this is always the beginning of my journal entry. I always forget how relieving and stress relieving journaling is until I actually fucking do it. Like, why did I stop doing this shit? And then my next journal entry is like 3 months from now, and I'm like, I always forget that journaling makes me feel so much better. I gave away a bunch of clothes to a subscriber, which, by the way, if you're not following my spam account, it's not Adeline on Instagram, and I always am giving away shit because I'm moving to Paris. So I was giving away a bunch of clothes, and the girl goes up to me and she's like, Adeline, I know you haven't been uploading as much. And I was like, I know, I need to upload more. And she's like, girl, she's like, you need to upload more bullet journal videos. I miss your bullet journal videos. And I was like, oh, I miss bullet journal videos. Like, I don't know. There's something about bullet journal videos that are so relieving. The only thing is those videos would take me hours. They would take me hours to make, but I think it was so worth it because it's almost like coloring. It's very like stress relieving, and I don't know, I'm able to like plan out my day, and even just like writing in a journal entry and being like, okay, today fucking sucked because this happened, or today was really awesome and I'm really looking forward to this, and oh, I just went to Tokyo and blah blah blah. I don't know, something about journaling. It's almost like when you have too many words and too many thoughts jumbled up in your brain, just putting it on a piece of paper and then you never have to think about it again. That's how I view journaling as. Like, it's almost like getting all the shit in your head and putting it on a piece of paper and like literally never thinking about it again. It's like emptying the trash on your brain. So I've been journaling a lot more. I've obviously been having more sessions with my life coach. I've been talking to my family and, you know, reevaluating my circle of friends, just because, you know, they always say that you become like the 3 people that you hang around the most. And, you know, it's obviously super fun to have friends that are like down to go out and like they're down to party and like, you know, they're always, you know, in the area and they're always free and blah, 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 blah. But I think I've just drifted apart from people. And I was really sad about it. And over the past like 2 months, I'd be really bummed. It's like, you know, everyone knows that breakups are hard with like a significant other, but nobody talks about how awful a friend breakup is. I would say it's just as bad, a friend breakup versus, you know, a partner breakup, because it's the, you know, someone that you confide in, and it's someone that you talk to every day, and it's someone that you can relate to, and someone that is there for you and you're there for them, and blah 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 blah. And I was really bummed out because I feel like me and, you know, a couple friends might have been drifting apart, but that's just life. And when I was 5 years old, I thought that I would have my friends from kindergarten for life, and, you know, it's just life. We go through different things and we have different paths, and some people are meant to be in your life forever, and some people are there to just teach you a lesson and be there, you know, for the journey. And I saw something on TikTok, because something about my TikTok algorithm is so fucking specific. Like, I was really bummed about, you know, a friend, and someone on TikTok said something like, don't be too bummed about losing someone in your life. The way that you could think about it is, you know, you're the main character of your storyline and they're the main character of their storyline. And maybe you're in their season 2 and they're in your season 4. But maybe you weren't meant to be, you know, a permanent character on their show. Maybe they weren't meant to be a permanent character on your show, and that's totally fine. It just really fucking sucks and it feels really lonely. But I'm super appreciative of my friends that I have and the real ones that have always stick by me. And it's fucking tough and it fucking sucks. But especially when you think that you're best friends with someone, but you're not their best friend. I don't know. It just fucking sucks. 'Cause something that I just feel like I'm a very loyal person, and I think it just stems from my childhood. Just like, no matter how bad one of my parents treated the other, they would always stick with them because they didn't believe in divorce, and they're like, oh, we're staying together for the family, we're staying together for the kids. But like, now looking back, and I've told my parents this, I'm like, me and my siblings would probably be way less fucked up if you guys would have just divorced and been happy. And I feel like that's something that I struggle with, is I'll stay in relationships because nobody wants to break up and no one wants to get a divorce, and no one, you know, wants to lose a friend or lose a partner. And my parents were very much like that, and like they would treat each other like shit, and but they would always stay together. So I don't know, I just feel like sometimes I could be very loyal, but almost loyal to a fault, because it's just the way that I was raised. And I know that some friends weren't meant to be in your life forever and some people were meant to be in your life forever, but it's just really hard and it fucking sucks. Like, shit's sad. I don't know. So I think I've just, been working on my body. I've been working on my skin. I've been working on my hair, girl. I've been working on my journaling, myself, my friends, my circle. And I think that it was honestly a really much needed break. Because even when I went through my first ever breakup from high school, I feel like I indulged myself with this like breakup series. And that, I mean, it was kind of like a form of art, in a form of like expressing myself, in a form of getting, processing my emotions. But I think I also really indulge myself in something else so I don't have to feel my emotions. And even with my first EP, I feel like I, obviously would talk through it, and I talk through my feelings, and I, do this and this and this, but I kept my schedule so busy, and I wanted to work so bad because I really didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to like process that shit. And I feel like by doing that, I almost prolonged my mourning of the relationship, and I prolonged my feelings and being sad, and like being sad for a really long time, as opposed to really processing my emotions and really just feeling it. So recently I've been doing a lot of journaling, and I've been doing a lot of manifesting, and really just focusing on myself. I think I also just realized that I'm a loner. I obviously love going out with my friends. You guys saw my stories in Tokyo. Like, me and my friends, we love going out. Girl, don't forget that I'm 25 years old. So I love going out, but I think I also realized how much I love staying in too, and how much I love being by myself, and how much I love just being on my phone and doing nothing, or just reading and doing nothing, or just being with Blue and doing nothing. Like, oh, that shit is so amazing. I used to think that if you're just by yourself, you're just a loner and you're a loser and you have no friends. And I feel like all my relationships were like that. It's like I always have to hang out with someone, and I can never be bored, because then I'm a boring person and I'm a loner and I have no friends. But I've really started appreciating just being by myself. Like, shit is amazing. I love being by myself. I used to be scared of it. I think that's really the thing, is I used to be scared of being by myself, because when you're by yourself, you're forced to be in your own head and to think your thoughts and to be with your emotions and process things and be sad and then be happy and just think. I think I used to avoid that shit all the time, because I had so much that I had to process, and I didn't want to process it. And I think maturing is just realizing that you love your own company. I think I just realized that I really do like my own company, and I really like being by myself, and I like being with Blue, because Blue doesn't say much. Come here. Come here.
Blue doesn't say much. She just listens.
Come cuddle. Lie down. Come cuddle. Come cuddle. You don't want to?
Lie down. Come cuddle. You don't want to?
Okay, do whatever you want. But yeah, that was my break. That was a much needed break. And now I feel fucking amazing. I'm so excited to get back into talking with you guys, and I'm always hearing your feedback. Y'all were like, Adeline, do more unscripted. So if this podcast is all over the place, that's your fucking fault, because you told me to do unscripted. So let me know what you guys like. Do you like this? Do you like it when I'm, I kind of plan it out more? Or do you like it when it's all over the place like this? I don't know. It's kind of like a FaceTime. I feel like when me and my friends FaceTime, we just kind of like do topic to topic to topic. And like sometimes, you know what real friendship is? When you're on FaceTime, sending memes to each other and having a different conversation on text. When you're having 3 conversations at once, that's how you know you're a real friend. I just wanted to remind you that you do deserve a break. You don't need to be an astronaut. You don't need to be a neuroscientist or whatever the fuck to deserve a break. You just deserve a break for being you and for being a human and for existing, because existing is fucking hard. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how how far along your career you are, how this you are, how that you are. You deserve a break no matter what. And you shouldn't feel bad about it. When you take a break, never feel bad about it, because then it's not actually a break. Really schedule your time and tell yourself, today on Sunday, I'm doing fucking nothing. And there's nothing that is going to happen that's going to change it. It doesn't matter if I'm invited to Beyonce's wedding. It doesn't matter if I get hand selected to go to space with Elon Musk. It doesn't matter, because on Sunday, I'm honoring my rest day, and there's nothing that can change it. Okay, maybe it can change for Elon Musk or Beyonce, but other than that, that is my one day that I can actually relax. And you're not a pussy for wanting a break, and you're not lazy for wanting a break, and you're not, you don't have bad work ethics because you want a break. You just deserve a break because you're a human, and you're not a robot. You're not a robot that just like works, has no emotions, because we're not beings of intelligence. We're beings of emotion. And that's something that I was reading. I've also been reading books. Are you proud of me? I'm reading books. But I've been reading this one book. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And that's something that it says in the book is we're not beings of intelligence. We're beings of emotion. Of course, people are smart, but we're not AI. Like, we're not a machine. We're not beings of intelligence. We're beings of emotion. And we feel things. And the way that we say things to people can affect whether people like your opinion or don't like your opinion, or trust you or don't trust you. I really recommend that book. I really like it. Some of my favorite takeaways, I actually did want to do some podcast episodes just like going over my favorite books and saying my favorite takeaways from it, but I'll just start out with that one. Some of my favorite takeaways, and I can get more in depth with it, from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, is people don't like to be criticized. And I never really realized that. Like, this could be with someone that you work with, or even your boyfriend or your mom, or someone that you want to convince something, you know what I mean? But no one likes to be criticized. So like, for example, one thing that I feel like I kind of implemented is, before I would go to my ex and be like, you never give me flowers. Why do you never give me flowers? We're not romantic. We don't go on dates. Like, why are we like this? Like, I don't feel special. Like, I wish that you would take me out on dates more, and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's nagging. And coming on the receiving side, I would definitely be like, man, fuck this bitch. Like, she makes me feel like shit. Like, I guess I don't do flowers. I guess I'll do it later. But yeah, fuck this bitch, because I don't want to be criticized. Whereas if I said something like, hey, I really like that you did the dishes today. Thank you so much. It makes me feel really special. I don't know. I think just like encouraging people while also saying your needs. Like, I really love the way that you did the dishes. It really took that thing off of my plate, and you know that I have so much on my plate. It really made me feel special. And I feel like when I hear on the receiving side of that, I'm like, you know what? You're welcome. Like, of course, I do that for you, baby girl. Like, of course. That's how I treat my baby girl. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? Or I really love, like, in the beginning of the relationship, when you would give me flowers, it make me feel so special. Like, I would love to do little things like that. Like, you're so good at that. Like, I feel like we never do things like that, but you're always so good at that. I don't know. I feel like wording it so that it's almost like rewarding them for doing something that you think is good, and then also putting out that you want something done, or setting a boundary or something like that. I really like that takeaway from that book. I don't know how I got to talking about this, but she's been reading. She's educated. Oh, I've also been taking French lessons. I'm so excited. Je parle un peu de français. I speak a little bit of French, but don't talk to me in French, because I actually cannot hold a conversation. I can understand what you're saying. I've been watching French shows. My French teacher told me to watch. She told me to watch The Circle in French, and Inez is on it. If you guys watched Perfect Match, I was like, that's my bitch Inez. I love that bitch. So I've been watching that. I feel like watching French shows has been helping me a lot with picking it up, and also just like hearing it and having it in my subconscious. But I feel like, I honestly, like, I don't know if you can even notice the difference, but I feel really inspired, and I feel really excited to podcast and talk and vlog, and I don't hate myself. And, hey, if it helps me and I'm a YouTuber, it could definitely, help you. I feel like it can really help everyone just taking a break, and maybe it's not like a 2-month break. I know that I'm really fortunate to be able to take a 2-month break, but even if it's just like a 1-day break, or even if it's just an afternoon break, like sometimes you just need that shit. And I also would not consider a vacation a break. Vacations are mentally fucking draining. When I'm on vacation, at least, I know that there's different kinds of vacation. Like some people actually like to take a break on vacation, like they like to read their book and be by the pool and blah blah blah. But I'm like, girl, if you're spending that much money on a plane, on a hotel, on this, on that, I'm like, girl, you could just read your book at home. Why are you going on vacation? Why are you spending that much money to just stay at the resort? That's never been me. So when I go on vacation, I like to like schedule things and make reservations and go out and go karting and go out to dinners and have like a really busy schedule. So that's why I never consider going on vacation a break. I consider being at home and being with my dog and scheduling nothing and putting my phone on do not disturb. That's a break to me. Because I also felt like I was like, like I'm taking a break on my vacation, and then you're also taking photos on vacation. You're like, you're trying to make yourself look cute, you're going out to dinner, you're trying to curl your hair, you're doing your makeup, you're looking cute, like all that shit is work. Like a break is a break. A break means I am not a human and I'm not existing today and I'm disappearing off of the face of the earth. But I think I'm going to go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I also wanted to give a huge shout out. This is my merch. It's launching. I don't know when this episode's going to go up, but it's launching soon in April. It's called the I Don't Chase, I Attract merch. We call it the Manifest Collection. And it's all blue. Like it has I Don't Chase, I Attract on the back and the front. And it also has the matching sweatpants. And I think they're super cute. I've never done a blue, like a royal blue color like this. And I wear it all the time. Like you guys literally see, I wear my blue White Fox hoodie like all the time. So I was like, why have I never done a royal blue merch before? So it's launching and I hope you guys love it. And you can shop on adelandmorin.com, and a portion of each sale goes to a nonprofit organization. Girls Supporting Girls we're saving up to buy a well with the Thirst Project, and I'm so excited. I've been wanting to work with them for the longest time. A well is just really expensive, so we're saving up for it, and I'm so excited because it's with clothing and stuff like that, especially if you're selling a product or selling an item and shipping it out. I always am like, oh my God, yay, we got this amount of sales. But then I get the payout report and it's like, okay, but like half of the sales that you did went towards the actual product, and then it actually goes to the shipping, and then people use discount codes, and then there's returns, and then there's this, and then there's this. And it's like, we're only able to donate like X amount of money, and I'm like, fuck, like we need to actually save up for this well. But that's my goal for this year, is for Girls Supporting Girls to save up and do a well with the Thirst Project, because I love them so much. And I went to their gala last year, and they said that they're going to end world thirst I think by 2030 or something like that. Like they really have an initiative and they're gonna do it. Like how fucking cool is that? I don't know, I think that they're so fucking cool for that. That's why I want to work with them so bad, because they are just really fucking cool, and they've done so many wells all over the world. So yeah, that's my goal for this year. But I love you guys. If you haven't already, make sure to give this podcast a rating out of 5 stars. It helps me a lot. Wherever you're listening, on Spotify or Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, I don't know what it is. I always listen to Spotify. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Let me know. Do you like these unscripted ones? Or am I just annoying? Or am I just annoying in my head? I don't know. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next week, every Wednesday. Always here if you need to talk. Same place, same time. Love you guys. Bye. Did you like that episode? I really hope that you did. If you haven't already, then make sure to watch last week's episode or the week after. Just click on the links, whatever it is. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Also, be sure to subscribe because it helps me a lot. But I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye. Sipping on Hawaiian punch. Squeeze the sides, feel it rush. Sipping on Hawaiian punch. Know you like all this gush? Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian.